staying present. That was our topic for today.
What comes first, the desire or the camera?
I saw this TikTok the other day that was like, all people who claim to be low maintenance best friends are like the ones who are just not good friends.
I feel things more deeply when they come from my family than when they come from anyone else.
Is that a memory or is that your wisdom? Something to think about. We're always in the present but seldom focused on it.
That's deep.
Is it?
This is Sistas Declassified, the podcast where
Taylor
and Taryn,
your virtual sisters, share experiences, insights, and of course the juicy secrets that never leave the sister circle.
from navigating the millennial rat race to untangling the complexities of relationships.
We've got you, sis. So
shh, listen up. The Declassified convos are starting now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sistas Declassified.
Oh, there was one thing I wanted to say.
How we introduce ourselves?
No, you need to talk a little louder. You have to
I swear
project
I
a little
think I
more.
talk loud.
No.
Brandon tells me all the time that
Yeah.
don't.
Because I had to turn the volume up.
I think people also pretend that they know what I said and will like at work.
Because they don't. You whisper a little. You talk kind of breathy, like low.
Anyway, I feel like I have a deep voice.
You do not have a deep voice.
Oh, in my mind, it's deep.
But yeah,
But-
I'll need your teacher teacher Taylor voice.
This is how I talk to the kids.
And that's why she's a therapist.
Okay. Yes. Hello. Welcome back to Sistas Declassified. Woo woo.
Hey.
We have to think of a better way to say hello, but that's okay.
We're learning.
We are. Thanks for joining us today. I guess I'm breathy, so I'm gonna talk with a better.
That's good.
I have to sit up. Maybe it's my posture. I can't breathe. Okay. But how are you doing today?
I'm actually feeling pretty good. I have been feeling much better since we last talked. And I think eating better and sleeping more has been helping.
That's good. And vacation.
Shocking. And vacation, yes. Just got back from Aruba. That's probably also why I'm feeling extra good. It was 85 and sunny with a nice breeze. And then I came back to California rain.
I know it's been really sad. It was sunny on Wednesday, I think. Were you here?
I
No,
was,
you were
but
back.
I
You've been back
slept
for a
for
week.
most of the day.
How long you been back? I don't know.
Since Wednesday.
Really?
Tuesday night, yeah.
It feels like Pepper was at my house like a month ago. I don't know.
It was last week.
And that's how my week went.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's the week going for you? It seems like it flew by.
It didn't fly by. It was kind of a stressful week. I'm tired of the systems I work in. Yeah, the school system is rough when you're trying to be a therapist. Like, I want to pick them up and like put them in a box so I can talk to them like over here and work out all the things and then put them back. Because school.
Is it just because like the environment isn't conducive to safe conversations, or like?
I mean, safe conversations, but also like I can't control all the things that are gonna happen, obviously, and that's normal in the day-to-day life. But I get pulled into like the behavioral problems, and so then I'm like also having those conversations. It messes up our relationships.
You're like a part of more punitive or like consequence conversations than you would like to be.
It's not even necessarily consequences, but I think because like when they're having a hard time in class and they go to this alternative setting where we're doing work, and sometimes I'm in there like trying to support whoever it is to like prompt them to do something, because sometimes when I say it, they'll do it, but that's also not necessarily helpful.
Because like that's not how life works, and you won't be there or there won't be someone always there in their corner to do that. Like they have to be able to use them on their own.
But I think it also makes it hard for them to see me in the therapy lens all the time, because then they can also see me as like a
person who makes them do their work.
When like that shouldn't be our focus. So it makes it challenging.
Right.
And also just there's some kids who like this is not the right placement for them, but I don't have that much say in like
right.
But then I'm supposed to have the say. They're like, you're a part of the team, or it's the team's decision. I'm like, well, who's the team, and when can we make
and when
decision?
when are we meeting to decide?
Yeah,
because I have thoughts,
lots of thoughts, but it's all good.
I feel that.
Oh, also, two of my kids got in a fight. So it's been just quite.
With each other?
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. Wow.
I felt like I was back in Roosevelt breaking up fights, but at least it wasn't men that were bigger than me because that's what it was like at Roosevelt.
These kids are big, man.
They are big. But anyway.
So your week was chaotic, to say the least.
Yes, but it's all good. It's the weekend.
You have Pilates tomorrow, so you've got something calming to look forward to.
And this month I told myself I'm walking every day because I got my walking pad. So we'll see. I've made myself a self-care calendar.
Okay.
And I wrote things that I'm going to do every day. Maybe on our video, we'll see. We can put it up. I took a picture of it.
Feels like a TikTok-y thing we can share, maybe.
Yeah.
You do the TikToks.
I do, but I don't know. I go back and forth. I'm like, am I doing this to make it a TikTok? Or am I doing it because I want to do it? And I think obviously I did this because I want to do it because I didn't make a TikTok. But
I think if it's something that is generally healthy and good for my well-being, I don't care if the motivation was to make a TikTok or to do the thing. Like if it's to go for a walk, I need to go for a walk either way. So whether it's I'm doing the walk because I'm going to post about it or doing the walk because I needed a walk.
I guess I just don't know what my point is in posting sometimes.
Why do you need one?
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I do. Maybe I don't, but
I don't know. You might need one. Like if you want to be considered a content creator, then you probably want to have a reason behind your post. But if you just made a video and thought it was relatable or thought it was nice or wanted to share, I think people should do it. But that's just me.
No, yeah. I guess maybe I think too hard. Or it's like, if I'm making this video for no purpose, like, why don't I just enjoy my activity?
Yes. You don't. If filming is disruptive, then yes.
I mean, to an extent, it is. No matter what you're doing, I think. But it disrupts you from being present in your activity.
I suppose, but we're filming right now. Do you feel less present?
No, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is what I'm doing.
Now it's feeling chicken and egg.
I don't know.
What comes first, the desire or the camera?
Let us know. Because I don't know. I mean, the intention of this is to film this activity, right? Versus like going for a walk. The intention is for like your physical health. And then filming is the addition to that.
Okay. Maybe the walk isn't the best example, but I think there are many things you can do while setting up a camera and still do them unimpeded for the most part.
Sure. Maybe it's just the fact that I film on my phone or something. So like if I had a camera that I was putting up somewhere and I could leave it and it wasn't going to stop me from like looking at my phone or doing something else, then sure.
Well, we took that into a nice little segue, but it's kind of related to the topic for today.
A little bit, I guess, in terms of staying present. That was our topic for today. We're still going through our what is it?
Was it from BetterHelp?
From BetterHelp, but like the how to form a relationship, right? Or maintain a healthy relationship. How do we build better relationships? And the next part, we talked about boundaries last week. And this week we're kind of focusing on how do you stay present. And as I was noting, it's hard for me to stay present right now because I kind of want to film stuff sometimes, or I'm thinking about work a lot.
Yeah. Mine's less about work, but definitely more about wanting to film things and not knowing when I need to sit down versus having so much stuff filmed that now you need to edit it.
And I guess, so what do you do?
This year I am much more intentional about what I'm filming and what I'm not. I also am still not 100% decided on my content strategy for every platform. I think I'm most focused on this podcast right now and my YouTube channel. Because that's just where I want to put my energy right now. So I can still film stuff if I want to, and I think I'm getting better at organizing the content. So like I'm just making folders of stuff. So like we just came back from Aruba. There's an Aruba folder. So if I ever need to go back to it, it's not hard to find it, but I don't have to feel the same pressure to like do it all, record it all, edit it all. I didn't even post in real time that I was there because I wanted to enjoy.
I saw your post about not posting. because everybody's worried about where she is.
You know.
They might bust in her house, I guess.
Yeah, mom taught me well. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I get it, I guess. You don't want people to know that you're away from your home, but who knows where you live.
I know, but a lot of people, because we got married and we sent out invitations to lots of people. Now, all of these people are people we know and love and trust because they were invited to our wedding. But
And also, who still has that mail?
I saved all the addresses from the weddings that I was invited to.
Their home address?
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
we're getting old. Sometimes I need that information.
Cool. Well, I don't even know what to say after that. You don't
I
like
might
the
need to send
envelope?
some mail.
I'll keep like the card, right? Or the save
Yeah,
the
I
date.
keep the card and I keep the envelope in the hopes that one day I'll write down the address. But if I don't write down the address, then I have the envelope.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess aside from making sure you have your mail in order, how do you stay present in like your relationships? Because I feel like that's where it can be challenging. Like, I guess in terms of our dynamic, do you stay present in how we are right now, or do you see me as how I used to be?
I think our relationship has evolved over the years. So, most recently, I guess I'll say pandemic and post pandemic, we've gotten to know each other as adults. So I don't really see baby Taylor as much. I think there's like habits that were formed in childhood in terms of like little things we'll do to get on each other's nerves or tease each other that aren't really, I don't even think there's like purpose behind them all the time anymore. It's just like that's how we interact. And so there's certain things I don't take personally anymore, and because I don't think you mean me harm.
I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what little things she's referring to.
Well, we previously discussed that I'm regularly irritated or easily irritable, and so it's not you, it's me.
Sure. I feel like that's, I don't know. I had an interesting, never mind. I don't even want to tell the story anymore. Maybe another day when I'm feeling more confident.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing. I just think I'm a very straightforward person, and I'm okay with like saying what I don't know, just saying my thoughts. And I think it's like other people aren't okay with saying their thoughts or really fully acknowledging like what's going on in a situation. And so when I say it out loud, it's like, how dare she? But I feel like what I'm actually saying isn't wrong. Sometimes I get like my delivery.
Yeah, it's usually delivery and the knowledge that you have the ability and skill set to deliver something more tactfully or more kindly. I think that's what it is. Because you do it every day at work, right? Like
No,
you don't
I don't think so.
deliver tactfully to your students and
I don't
to
think
your
so. I think kids are more
to your
receptive
coworkers.
of like people being real. I feel like that's the whole reason
But
I
you
work
could
with
be
kids.
you could be real without you can be real and be kind.
I think so, but I feel like sometimes what I'm saying it's not really that it's unkind.
I guess that's perspective.
It's perspective for sure, but I get it.
But I think in terms of relationships and the sister or like family dynamic, you feel things, or at least in my case, I feel things more deeply when they come from my family than when they come from anyone else. And I have to sometimes sit back and think about whether or not I want to speak on something, because I'm like, is it me or is it her? And most of the time it's just me.
Well, I don't know if it's just you. I don't know. If, I was reading this book. I was going to mention it. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I can't think of who it's by right now, but that's what it's called. It has a guy with a brain on it. And there was a quote in there that was like, a memory without an emotional charge is wisdom. And I think that's an interesting quote because I feel like if you can start to recognize like patterns in how someone behaves or like memories that you didn't enjoy, but you're like deciding that you want to change or be different, it's what you kind of just said, acknowledging is this like my memory, or are you using the wisdom from how you know that they are to interact with them? I feel like is what I'm trying to operate in myself
Mm-hmm.
too. I'm trying to acknowledge that my memories were impacting how I was acting.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, now that I know that, I can move differently.
Well, I can pause before I respond to you as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to reacting to what I think is happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's a good quote. I don't know. There's lots of good quotes in there. I was going to read another one. Hold on. It has nothing to do with being present, but it's just a good quote, I thought. But if you want a new outcome, you'll have to break the habit of being yourself and reinvent a new self. And I think that that's true in relationships. You have to reinvent yourself, and it's uncomfortable. But if you're present in the moment rather than thinking about the fact that you're uncomfortable, you can do new things.
But we should move on to other relationships. Let's talk friendships.
How you stay present in your friendships. I think the main way to stay present is to acknowledge that your relationship is evolving when you're in a. I mean, I think that's true in all relationships, but I think with your friendships, because those are the people who either grew with you in some stage or, I don't know, came to you in a certain space in your life. And now you might be in a whole new space.
That's definitely true. I would say for me, I have like different pockets of places where I've met friends, which is true for a lot of people, like, you know, sports, college, high school, growing up. But it's been interesting to see which ones stick and which ones don't. But I think the ones who have like evolved in life at kind of the same rate as me have been the ones that have been the ones from childhood that have kind of stuck together. Like, sadly, I don't talk to most of my college friends, which like kind of surprises me, but not really.
I think we're kind of opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's an even split. I think I talk to my sorority sisters a lot, and then I talk to Taye and I talk to Ashlyn every now and then. But like overall, like no, not really any other people from college. Some people sprinkles here and there. Happy birthday.
Right. Like, it's
But
not
not my
like back.
friends. They're not my friends anymore. I wouldn't call them like, or I wouldn't call them my friend currently. I'd be like my friend from college.
Mm-hmm. And I would say I have like a couple people that I would still call my friend, and then most are like my friend from college or somebody I hung out with from college or people I partied with in college.
I think the challenge for my high school friends is that none of my high school friends are friends with each other. So like even though we all went to school together, I was just like friend with this person over here and a friend with this person over there. We weren't a group of friends.
Yeah. So. And that is kind of true for me too. But as we've gotten older, people just become friends. From like Angel and Jillian and Bainal went to there was some alumni event earlier this week. And they took a selfie and sent it to me. And I think prior to the wedding, I don't know that they had ever really hung out like that before. But like I was at Carla's house last night, but Carla and Angel grew up together, so they've been friends for forever. So I kind of like got to join in that group. Although Carla and I became friends separately before Angel and I were friends, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But we were talking about friendships and
you were talking about your friend groups merging. But I think, did we really talk about how we stay present in them? Like, how do you I don't know, navigate like as your friendships merge or as people fall off from friendships, or like how the dynamics change? Do you ever question why they change, or are you able to just flow with the changes as they come?
I think generally I'm able to flow with the changes as they come. I don't think I'm the best friend always. And so I'm very quick to give grace. Like if so-and-so hasn't checked on me in a while, or if I haven't heard from such and such, I immediately am like, well, when did you last reach out to them? Yeah. So I don't hold grudges in that way. And I think the people who I've been able to maintain friendships with, I would say from like 14, 15 on, are people who when I see them, it's like we saw each other yesterday. So it's not like there's nothing weird about it.
I saw this TikTok the other day that was like, all people who claim to be low maintenance best friends are like the ones who are just not good friends. And I was really like trying to think about that because I go back and forth because I feel like my friends who are like, or maybe the dynamics used to be that they were high expectation friends. I didn't realize how much anxiety it brought me
Mm.
to like always answer my phone if they call or like to
Yeah.
always be available if they want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like in the last year or so, I've recognized how much I enjoy not doing things.
Yeah, I used to have feelings about not getting invited out, and then I realized I would vocalize how much I didn't like going out
Mm-hmm.
each time we went out, and then I would decline going out if people didn't ask me in a span of time that I felt was reasonable.
No, that's a
So,
lot.
well, like I would if it's that day, I'm likely not going.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, I would say in my mid to late 20s when I was like working full time and like you can't, and my hours were also just weird. I wasn't going to
Mm-hmm.
go drive to the city on a Thursday night to go have dinner or whatever. Um, and so I think people who also are okay with like long distance friendships, even if we don't live that far away, are
Mm-hmm.
like where my sweet spot is. And so there's just been people I grew up with that also developed that way.
Right. Well, I'm just also like, I don't know, when you see your friends all the time,
Like, what are you talking about?
yeah. Like, especially when your lives aren't that intertwined. I think if
Mm-hmm.
your lives are intertwined or you have like kids and a lot of other things going on that like you can touch on, then it makes sense why you want to be around people a lot. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's just your personality, whether you just like to talk.
I mean, I enjoy talking, but I hate talking on the phone, which is interesting.
You know me, I used to love talking on the phone. I used to call my grandparents and my auntie every day
She was that child.
because I just needed to talk on the phone to somebody. And they would answer every phone call and they were cool. I had their numbers memorized. You couldn't tell me anything. Anyway, I called every day. And yeah, I don't even know where my point was. I used to like to talk on the phone was my point. Now I just can't even get myself to call people. I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah.
I guess I'm able to stay present alone now. That's good.
That is good. That is good.
Which I
Uh,
have never not liked being alone. So I don't know why I felt like I needed to be on the phone when I was alone because I like to be alone.
yeah.
To think
So
about.
to wrap it up, I don't think it's that difficult to stay present in friendships. With most of well, anybody I consider a friend, we can sit and talk forever and we'll look up and 5 hours have gone by and we don't know how. But it's good to see you. I'll see you again next quarter.
Yeah. I think the main thing to say, like, for staying present, I think, is just having open communication with things. So when you're like really trying to think about your interactions with people, asking yourself, like, do I need to ask a clarifying question? Or is this a feeling that's coming up for me from a memory rather than something that's actually happening right now? Because I feel like I would do that a lot. I would make like this situation's going to turn out like the last situation, even though that's not what's happening in front of me. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, judgments.
So our brains are hardwired to remember the bad stuff too,
Mm-hmm.
or the negative stuff.
Yeah, so just communicate, ask questions, and focus on the present as much as
Mm,
you can. Huh?
I just want to note we didn't touch on romantic relationships in this one, really.
Yeah, which I think is a whole other conversation because I think it's I don't know. Do you think it's easier or harder to stay present in romantic relationships?
I don't know. You tell us.
That'll be our topic one day, not next time. But let us know. Can you stay present easier in your family relationships and friendships or in your romantic relationships?
Hmm. Something to ponder.
And also, just overall, what does it mean to stay present to you? All right. I had a little quote though. It's from your favorite book, actually, Atomic Habits.
Hmm.
It just says, we are always in the present, but seldom focused on it.
Hmm.
So, something to think about. We're always in the present, but seldom focused on it.
Hmm. That's deep.
Is it?
I'm trying to be present, so I'd say so.
What?
I'm trying my best. I think it's time to go.
Are you having a hard time?
No.
Okay. Bye.